'cause I got soul and I won't quit, and your dad don't like it when I talk my shit.
How about those Akron Zips? You know that Coach Terry Bowden and his seniors on senior night were all about it, as the Zips on a Tuesday night defeat the UMass Minutemen 30-6 with an all-around great performance on both sides of the ball. Fantastic night for the Zips.
Yeah, it's probably one of their best games that they've played all year. I mean, you go back, really, you think about the Pitt game, you think about Howard. Both games were great, but they really came out and dominated this game on both sides of the ball. And it's a good night to do it, senior night. They had a couple letdowns past 4 weeks. They've lost. So it was nice to see them come out and end their home season on a bang.
Absolutely. And the thing that they did the best was set the tone early. Now, mind you, the UMass Minutemen's leading quarterback, Blake Fronapple, was out with an injury. So the coach's son, Austin Whipple, freshman transfer from Penn State, got his first career start, and he was clearly rattled right off of the bat. The weather did not help. It was a frigid, cold, windy day on the field, and the Zips defense did not make him feel comfortable at all. Whipple went 12 of 20, threw for 157 yards, a touchdown, but 3 interceptions, and that set the tone for the game.
Yeah, and you could tell he wasn't really comfortable all day. Akron got good pressure on him and took away a lot of his options in the run game. They really didn't have much going on there. So it was a tough night to have your first career start for the young kid. But, I mean, Zips came to play, so I got to give credit to them.
And, of course, 2 of those interceptions were in the red zone when UMass was driving, and he did have a rhythm. So that was very key by the Zips secondary to step up in that situation. On the other side of the ball, Kyle Pohl, with probably his best game of the season, went 26 of 40 for 277 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And it was one of the keys to the game for me coming into it. Pohl needed to have a good game. The wide receivers needed to catch the ball, and they came out and did that. 26 of 40 for Pohl. Great night for him, especially after coming out of the past 2 games where the offense has just looked horrible. They haven't been able to get anything going through the air, which is their main way of attacking defenses. So it was nice to see him come out, have a good game, and really go out and score some points.
This was the first time that Kyle Pohl threw a touchdown pass since October 4th. What Coach Bowden said in the postgame was how authoritative and how much of a leadership role that he took in the game to lead this offense against a UMass defense that's not that great, but at the same time, they've never really had a rhythm in this 4-game losing streak, and tonight it was clearly evident that the entire team was on the same page. Jawan Chisholm and Connor Hunley both had great games. Chisholm, the senior, 19 carries for 84 yards. Connor Hunley, 15 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown. Hunley also caught a pass from Kyle Pohl for a touchdown earlier in the game. Pohl's main target was Zach DeRazio. He had 10 catches for 121 yards. The senior stepped up, as he has every single year for the Zips, and he went out with a bang at InfoCision Stadium for his last game.
Definitely. And Chisholm was always a guy where you thought that he was really going to carry this offense all 4 years that he was here. Never really turned out to be that way. But he gets a great performance here tonight. He's up there with the best Akron running backs that have played here. So it's exciting to see him have a big day and really be a key part of this offense today.
It was great thing to see, definitely. And on defense for Akron, another person that really stepped up to the plate was Devontae Morgan. Now, he wasn't really the most flashiest player on defense, and he's a defensive back. But he got his first career interception today and his first fumble recovery today as a Zip. You know, he had to feel great. He said in the press conference that they really got pressure on Whipple and the entire defense. He just wanted to help get the Zips a win in his last game at InfoCision Stadium. They all felt good tonight. Most of the seniors stepped up. Justin March had 8 tackles, and CJ Mizell had 5 tackles. It was a very much so a team win. And Robert Stein even had 3 field goals today to propel the Zips to this blowout victory tonight. Now, looking ahead, the Zips will travel to Kent State to take on the Golden Flashes for the wagon wheel. The Zips, of course, won last year. But now they're going to go into enemy territory, and Coach Terry Bowden knows this is a huge rivalry. As he said before, he's been a part of some huge rivalries. He mentioned Auburn, Alabama. He mentioned Pitt, West Virginia. This is one he says that he's never seen where it is literally a rivalry that goes across the street. Co-workers can work together in the same buildings no matter what university you're at. And this is a game that the Zips are going to want to have because this would technically make them bowl eligible if they win this game. And it'd be the first time that they'd won back-to-back games against Kent for, I don't know, how long? I can't even think.
Forever.
Seriously.
You heard a couple of the guys saying it. You heard Coach saying it. It's onto the wagon wheel now. And they know the importance of this game. A big demonstration of that was last year. That was one of the games, I believe it was the second game out of the 4-game win streak. They knew they had to have that game, even though going up against a team that had gone to the MAC championship the year before. They knew they needed to have that game. It was a very important game to have, and they got it last year. And I think you can get the same feeling now. And especially since it's the last game of the year, seniors want to go out with a bang. They want to get that bowl eligibility. They know the importance of this game, and they're going to be ready for it. The interesting thing to look out for is that Kent State plays Buffalo this week, tomorrow. And there's about 3 feet of snow in Buffalo right now. So if they can't play that game, the players need 6 days of rest in order to play. So you might see a little change in schedule for Kent State Akron. Just something to watch out for if they can't get that Buffalo game in.
Yes, this is the first time that the Zips have won back-to-back games against Kent State since 2008 and 2009 was the last time they did that. So that's what they're going to be aiming for. And like you said, Kent State's going to be playing in a tough environment in Buffalo tomorrow. But the main thing is they've got to focus on getting to their quarterback, Colin Reardon. He's shown flashes of good and bad, but if you can get pressure on that quarterback, then they're not going to move the ball. Because that's where their main offense comes from.
No doubt about it. I mean, that's the key to pressuring any quarterback into making bad throws, into making bad decisions, and really disrupting the flow of the offense is get to the quarterback, make him pass early, make it so that they really are going to have to pass and try to keep up with you.
And despite the image of Kent State not being a great team record-wise, they're actually not too bad on the defensive end of the ball. They give up 30 points a game, but that's not exactly terrible compared to what competition the Zips have played before. So that's pretty much the only end that they have to worry about because Kent State only averages 15 points a game. Yeah. And the Zips, before this 4-game losing streak, were literally the best defensive team in the MAC. And coming off of this win against Massachusetts, they've got to be confident, and they know they believe in themselves.
Most definitely. And you got to have this one. It's the wagon wheel. It's the game that everyone circles on their schedule. We don't like Kent State. They don't like us. So go out there and put up a good effort, and hopefully we'll be able to get out of there with a victory.
And that would possibly make the Zips bowl eligible, so we will see where that goes from now. Well, that's about all the time we have here for you today. Once again, the Zips win at home over UMass 30-6. Join us next week when Akron visits Kent State to take on the Golden Flashes for the wagon wheel. Thank you and have a great night.